Well, my first dig of the day this morning is a 1225, and it's a little bit of a broken car. Second dig today, I'm out here with the E-Trac, and second dig today is like a canvas I-loop 1242. $81 penny. Was giving me a 10 or 12.42. So right next to the penny, I had another signal, and it was actually a 12.42. And I thought it was another penny, or it could be a dime, but it ends up being this. So this actually, when I pulled it out of the ground, it actually ended up being a 12.38. No fun. Piece of garbage. 17.27. So I'm digging this because I need to know what what I'm getting, sounds I'm getting, and I have to do a lot of this just to put everything in the memory. You see, I play this game, and it kind of helps with this learning curve. I get a number sometimes and I try to guess what it is, and of course this was an 11.47, so I said that should be a quarter, and it was. So it was a 10 and 11.47. Nice high tone, very shallow. Alright, well, this one was giving me a good tone. It was bouncing. It was like 17.43, 16.43, and if I went really slow over it, I did get a 12 or a 13, but it wanted to stay at 17 and 16, and that's an 82 penny. So interesting. Tone was good, number wasn't very good, and bouncing a lot. Got a dime, 11.44, but again, this is another one of those coins that initially didn't have a good number, had a good tone, and then working it around, you get the good number. More trash at 12.13.40. This one was zinc, and it was bouncing between a 16.43 and a 12.30. It's corroded. $12.12. Thought I might be getting a nickel. Little piece of foil. Well, I got a wheat cent. I think it's a 45. Oops, I got my big clumsy gloves on because it's cold today. But can't quite see it there. Might even be older than that. It was only about 3-4 inches down, but I'm in this really wet area near the bleachers. I'm joined today by a deep silver detector out there, and I thought, well, I was going to hit the slope, and I thought, I'll come down and hit this little lower area by the bleachers. Wow, does that say 1918? I think it's 1918. That's crazy. Let's see. Wow, 1918. Are you freaking kidding me? It's just weird. What the heck is that doing here? Wow. Well, my timer just went off, which means I gotta go pick up one of my family members, and so I was just hunting an area here at Gardner. There's these 3 trees out front, these big old trees, and there's some more old trees over there I'd sure like to get around to another day. But my alarm went off and I thought, well, you know, I've got like time for like a couple more digs, and all of a sudden this nice sweet sound just popped up, and it was actually coming up at 12:47. 12:48 now. So I thought I had a quarter, but it was on its side. So 1958. It's my first silver with the E-Trac. Today I got a 1918 wheat, a 1934 wheat, which I didn't actually put on camera, and then 58 dime. So it's my first silver with E-Trac, and technically I went out yesterday to a park that was pretty hunted out, especially by deep silver detector, and didn't find much of anything there yesterday except for 2 pennies. So today was my first real long day of hunting, which I've been here for just about almost 4 hours, and learning, you know, really learning the E-Trac and its sounds, and trying to decipher what is what when I dig it. And I'm using a pretty discriminated out pattern. You can barely see it there. I was kind of cherry picking, but anyways, sweet. It's very nice. It's very comforting. There's the rest of my finds. Got the silver and 2 wheats, 1834, and one of these nickels is a 47. So I got my variety today. I mean, I dug my quarters, I got my dimes, and I even got my nickels. I think I got 3 nickels or 4 nickels. And I haven't even looked at the years on the rest of these pennies and dimes, see how close they were to. I know some of them were. I think one of the quarters I got was 67. But not bad. You know, this is really, I call this really my first hunt in a place that I hadn't been before. So I picked up a good, you know, maybe a good $1.50. There's like a buck there, 10, 20, 30, 40, yeah, 55, 60. So not bad for the first try out, really. Well, as you can see, it is pitch dark. You can see the E-Trac is glowing there. I had a deep signal. It was a really iffy one, but let me look at the screen. See, that's what I was getting. I was getting a 150, a 1650, and a 14, like 49, 1346, and it was showing that it was about 8 inches deep. And turn my light on there, popped out the plug, and it was right on the end there. This is a 9-inch probe, and so that was probably about 6 inches. And it was coming in pretty strong, but a little iffy on the numbers. But definitely a digger. And it got me a Merc. It's been a while since I got one of those. Yes, indeed. So I'm pretty excited because this is my second silver today, and with the E-Trac already. So pretty cool. That came in nice, sweet high tone, but it was a little iffy on the numbers. But you know, if you're in an area, gosh, I wish I could get that focused in an area that you know that the wow, can't even get a good picture on that. Well, anyways, That's a sweet find. And where I'm at is I'm in the Milwaukee Elementary baseball field. So I've pulled about 4 or 5 wheat pennies out here, about 5 wheat pennies. No silver. This is my first silver out of here. So, well, the reason the numbers were jumping so much is that in the same hole was a wheat cent off to the side a little bit. That's why I was getting discriminating numbers, but they were still in the high tones. I was still getting like a 50, 48, 50 in there. So, very cool. A little pockets bill. I haven't even looked to see what year it was, but the Merc I think was a 43 or 30 something. This looks like a 35 or 36. Very cool. Alright, what'd you find? Oh, nice. It's a nice button.
Still got a shank on it.
Yeah.
Looks old. Navy button?
Well,
something. I don't know.
Back to the early 1900s.
About 2 inches. 3 inches.
Well, I had an iffy target. Coming up 1447, 1347, and ends up being, looks like part of a pocket watch. And I'm going to guess, because it's buried like that, that the rim of this is silver. Now, sure I'd like to find the outer housing, which could be in this very general area. So that was about 6 inches down, 7 inches down, and part of a pocket watch. It's probably not going to be that old, but I'm going to say that that is silver around the rim. Cool. Some decorative trim on the rim in there, if you can see that. Alright, let's look for the rest of it. Sales tax token. Washington State.
Oh, tax token, yeah. It's in pretty good shape.
Yeah. State of Washington. Probably wrecked. Probably wrecked. 1958 license plate. It's not in there. Oh, and the more interesting things, the secret stash, huh?
Secret stash. So, $500,000 token.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's silver.
Yeah, it's got to be silver. Well, that's it. No wheat pennies for me.
No wheat pennies?
No wheat pennies.
Like 2 or 3.
Did you?
No. All in the 40s.
Well, I'm doing a quick hunt of Westmoreland. I don't know, this baby was ringing in at 12:42, just under the surface on the baseball field. I'm in the outfield. It's not real big. It says Faith, but it was ringing in right where it should be. Well, not necessarily right where it should be. Yep, 925. 925 PD. So, I'll take it. That's my first jewelry item and my first silver jewelry item with the E-Trac. And I was just on my way out too. So came here. I was going to come to the park for just a short walk through. Still learning the E-Trac, and very nice. I'll take it. Well, I had a bouncing signal between a 1246 and a like a 1142, and it doesn't have ridges on the side like a coin, so it could be a token of some sorts. And I honestly can't tell you what it is right at the moment. Oh, it's got a hole. It looks like for maybe a necklace, like a medallion or something. I'll have to clean that up and get you a picture of that. So I'm out here in Milwaukee, Oregon, in Johnson Creek Park, but I'm on the far side of Johnson Creek Park, where it's not really a park, but this is actually commercial, and this area right here is for sale. Next to an old boarded up house, which I just walked through the lot and didn't find much of nothing. Well, they got it fenced off, but right there in front. Anyways, I was just walking through around this tree and picked up this guy, about 5-6 inches. Like I said, it was coming up. Let me show you. 250, 1244. So I was getting a bouncing signal, but it was deep enough, and so I dug it. I'll clean it up and show you what that is in just a little bit. Well, here's my finds for today, and a little salt and pepper shaker cap. Garbage. This little totally chocolate, I think it's a hammer for breaking up your chocolate bars. Kind of interesting. Something there, a medallion token thing, and probably about $1.50. No wheat pennies. And that was pretty much from this site here. And the little salt shaker lid came from back in here. Alright, I've washed it up, and I can't figure out what it is. So anyways, I'm going to throw it in the tumbler, see if it'll clean it up anymore, but probably it'll take away more of the lettering. But it does have lettering, and it looks like it's even under this crusted stuff. But it's also rusting out, so no idea what it is. It's probably just a like a merit badge or something like that. Good work performance medallion. I've found another one similar to this, and it's kind of what it was. So anyways, this is one of the odds and end good finds with E-Trac in the first week. And I still have the weekend. It's only a weekend to go, and I'll call that the end of my first week with the E-Trac. Alright, well, I think I got myself a 52 wheat cent. And, I think it's 52. I almost thought it was 22, but it's I think that's a 52. And I am at Mount Tabor Park, and the signal here, you know, maybe why this wasn't dug. This signal was it was a good sound, but the numbers were off. The numbers were 27, 2744, and they were just an odd number. I went left, right, and they were still coming up around that mid 20s number, 25, 26, 27, and it just sounded good. So I dug it, and that's what you got for digging a funky number, but a good sound. Well, got another wheat penny. It's in pretty good shape. Doesn't want to focus there. Let's see. Anyways, 1955, I believe. 55D. And you know, Mike knows I like to go off the beaten path, and so I'm still at Mount Tabor, and I found what looked like an old road. not sure exactly what this is, like a pin, the rose on it with a hook. So it's like something that maybe goes on a cork board. But it's kind of neat. A little decorative there. It's a mixture of some sounds here. I thought I was getting a little bit higher tone than this, but no, that's about right. It's 1238, so I'll take it. Well, those are today's finds. About $253. Metal button. Found the marble digging for something metal, and happened to be in there. So brass buckle. That's where I found close to the marble, and this thing here. Interesting enough, no wheat pennies. So that's a good. I mean, it's not a good sign, but I did find a merc here, but no wheat pennies today. Well, picked up a wheat cent at about 4 inches. I'm not sure of the year. Let's see if I can get a year on that. Looks like 58 or 56. Well, this is where I found the merc dime, just right up there, and then penny pretty much in the same hole. So got me another wheat cent here. Let's see if we can find some silver. Well, another wheat cent, about 3-4 inches down. I can't quite get a date on this guy. Too dirty, but definitely a wheat cent. And I got the other one right there just a few minutes ago, and I pulled a 1950 something Canadian penny out right here. So come on, silver. This was coming up at 1344, so had high hopes, but it was shallow, so surprised that it's a wheat penny. Come on, silver. Well, I dug this wheat on sound. I said, I didn't look at the numbers, I said, I'm going to dig this no matter what. And when I looked at the numbers, it was a 1746 and a 2642 or something like that. It was bouncing. And I got a wheat. Alright, well, my first week with the E-Trac, I did dig a lot of trash, you know, and that's what you got to do when you get a new machine. You've got to start digging everything, because you got to start learning, you know, like what number these things are going to start coming up. Twist off tops, you know, things like maybe a 1241. These guys, you know, just you start learning the numbers. And getting an idea, getting a feel for what, you know, what things are coming up as, you know, and it's a learning curve. So I'll be digging a lot of trash over time until I, you know, can basically say, you know, that's trash. And I've got the E-Trac set up on pinpoint, I think, versus size. So, you know, I'm missing maybe a lot of it on size, and I'm going to probably change that over here pretty soon so that I can get an idea of pretty much how big some of the stuff is before I dig it, and I'll pretty much know not to dig a lot of this bigger stuff. So, anyways, that was some most of my garbage. Better stuff I found for garbage. A little bit older car, not the keys necessarily, but. See, a little brass belt buckle, and an old metal button, and a license plate. 1958 there. And I'll show you some of the better stuff of coins and other stuff I found for the first week using the E-Trac.